Okay, thank you very much for joining me on this session today. We're going to be talking about how long does it take to achieve financial freedom. All right, and just if you're watching, if this is your first time watching me, I have done other videos on financial freedom that you should probably catch up on. Just give me a moment here where I make sure we are alive on we are live on all the platforms. So when it comes to the length of time it takes to achieve financial freedom, one thing I want you to know is that it is not the same length of time for everybody. The time it will take person A to get to financial freedom is different from the time it will take person B to get financial freedom. And as we go deep, you are going to understand why. All right. So sit back, relax, because by the time we get to the end of this session in a couple of minutes, we're going to put this question to rest. All right. But before we go into the length of time it takes to achieve financial freedom, one thing that can hinder you from achieving financial freedom or make it easier for you to achieve financial freedom is you understanding what financial freedom actually is and why you need it, right? So I've done other videos explaining that, but I want you to know that the knowledge of financial freedom and the knowledge of why you need it is what is going to help you move towards that direction. Because sometimes I even come across people who they have enough resources to be financially free, but they are not financially free because they don't know. So the knowledge is very important. All right. The knowledge of what financial freedom is and why you need it is very important. If not, you may even be financially free and you don't know. Okay. Or you will not know, you may desire financial freedom, but you will not discover how to get there because you really don't know what financial freedom is. All right. So um I'll give you an example now. So imagine, and this example is to demonstrate that if you don't really know what financial freedom is, it's going to be difficult for you to get there, irrespective of what you do. Okay, I'll give you an example. So let's say you need to go to a store, maybe to get groceries. You need to get to a store. So the name of that store is Target. I just chose that name since it sounds like a Target location, something like that. So let's say the name of the store you are going to is Target. Okay, and this Target, let's say it's at the back of your house. But right now, you probably don't know the name of the store, and you also don't know the location of the store. All right. So you just know you were supposed to go get groceries. Think about it. You can come out of your house and drive around your city, right? And yet you will not get to that location. Why? You don't know the location, you don't know where it is. Somebody may be asking you, how much fuel do you need to get to the store targets? You will not know. Your car tank may be full, assuming you are driving your own car. The tank may be full. You may drive around the city until that fuel is finished, and you will still get to that store, even though the store is at the back of your house. So knowing the location of something is very important if you're going to go get it. Knowing what something is, knowing how to get there is more important than how much fuel do you have in your car. Because somebody else has small fuel, they can get to where they are going to because they know the location. You have a full tank and you may still not get to your location because you don't know where the location is. So I'm just trying to explain to you that knowing what financial freedom is and why you need it is essential for you to get there with the shortest amount of time. Okay, so let's keep going then. So the point is, what is financial freedom then? Right? What's financial freedom? So financial freedom is having enough resources to sustain yourself now and in the nearest future without income from your primary source of income, without getting anything from your primary source of income. Why is this important? So that you are free from money fear. You are free from the money of, like, you are free from, how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going, because you have that sorted. All right. And what's the essence of doing this? The essence of doing this is so that you can have the freedom and the calmness of mind in order to pursue your purpose in life. We're going to talk about purpose even as I go. All right. So what is purpose? What's your purpose? Your purpose is actually using your gift, using your talent to serve humans at large. All right. So think of people who have the gift of entertainment. Maybe they can think of somebody now, say um they can be an actor and do very well at it. But before they start, maybe go to acting school to refine their gift, start practicing, get one movie, like get featured in one movie, get featured in another movie. It takes time. So, what happens if that person does not have the money to take care of their bills while they're trying to refine their gift? They will never set out time to refine their gift, so they will never go into that. And if they're not going into that, what are they going to be doing? They're going to be busy doing any other job. And this is why you see some people, they are very unhappy in life because they're not doing what they're supposed to do. They're just doing job, making money, paying bills. But truly within, they know that they were not born for this. They know that there is something else they are very good at that they should be pursuing in life. Do you get the point? So this is why purpose is important. So you need financial freedom is what allows you to pursue your purpose. What gives you the peace of mind to pursue your purpose? So it's very important. Again, I talked about knowing why. Because if you don't know why you need financial freedom, you'll be like, I don't mind. I'm okay. Let me keep going. But you need financial freedom because that life you're looking to live, when you see other people working with their talents, working with their natural strength, making so much money, you desire it. But every day you are stuck in a job or stuck managing a business that you like doing something you don't want to do. Okay? So how do you get out of that? In order to pursue your purpose, you need financial freedom. Okay? Now let's go to one moment. Let's go to what will you be doing once you achieve financial freedom, right? I said that the idea is so that you can go pursue your purpose. But why is it that we define financial freedom from having money to pay your bills now and in the nearest future? That's because during that period, the time you achieve financial freedom newly, let's say we did a certain amount of, let's say 2 years thereabout. From that time, you're supposed to turn your attention and put full energy into developing your gift. You are not going to have time to be working on your primary source of income. At that point, it may be okay to have like a side hustle. It may be okay to, have a part-time job thereabout, but your full energy is going to be put into developing your talent, developing your gift, doing any refinement necessary. If you are creating a business, starting that business, doing your research and development and all of that. So you need to have the money that will take care of your bills because you're not going to be working on your primary source of income. Now, the mistake some people make is that they think that they're going to work on their primary source of income while doing their refining their talent on the side. Theoretically, it sounds okay. Theoretically, it is sound that you'll be working on your job while working on your vision by the side, right? While working on your talent by the side. It sounds okay, but what happens in reality is different. What happens is that you will see some people, they've been working on their gift for 10 years. They've been working on their gift for 15 years. In fact, they've been working on their gift until they're giving up on the gift. So when you don't set out a dedicated time to work and refine your gift because you keep stringing it along as a part-time thing, as a side hustle, you waste so much time and you may even give up. So this is why it's important to have a dedicated time. This is why it is important to have financial freedom, which is the resources to cover your bills in that immediate and near future term, so that you have the peace of mind to pursue your dream and to have dedication towards that pursuit. All right. So I already mentioned that during this phase, you may be starting a business, you may be refining your gifts, it may even be being employed. But at this point, you will not be employed at just any job, including the jobs you hate. It will be getting employed at the thing you are very, 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 very good at your zone of optimal competence. All right. So it's not like everybody who has worked on their gifts have to be a business owner. No. But even when you are getting employed in the thing you are very, very good at. And this is what is going to make you to excel, get promoted, get collaborations, get promoted. You understand? Like maybe even to the point of where they are telling you to lead the organization because you are very good at what you are doing. All right. So how long does this usually take? Because that's the real question, right? How long does this take? So what I've discovered is that the period where you are working on your gifts, refining it for it to, enough for you to take off, you need to make provision for approximately 2 years, which is like 24 months of living expenses. All right, you need to make provision for 24 months, which is 2 years of living expenses. Don't worry, I'll tell you how to get there. That's why we're here. All right. So now, why 2 years? And I say approximately, which means it can take less, it can take more, but you really don't know, right? There's nobody that is like, we can't go into the future and tell you. I wish I could. And it's going to be different for everybody, right? But approximately 2 years. Many people, their own will take off 6 months, 1 year. Other people, their own may take off on the third year, but on the average, it may take you 2 years. Okay. So how do you achieve this financial freedom? I'll tell you. Listen very carefully. Okay. You achieve financial freedom by having 18 months of your living expenses invested in stocks. Okay. Now, let me say 18 months of your living expenses invested in stocks. Okay, because the real thing is having it invested, but invested in stocks is because somebody, like when I said that thing, sometimes somebody said, why stocks? Because number one, stocks are businesses that other people are already running, and those businesses on the average they're making money, right? So by investing in that stock, you're able to have your savings, not just a static figure, but growing, right? You remember I told you it is an average. The timeline is an average. So if you have saved 18 months of living expenses and the money is growing, it could grow to more than, to make up 2 years of living expenses. It can even grow to more because your investment is making you return every year, right? So even the year you are saving, if you are investing just as you are bringing out that money, instead of just keeping it somewhere, the money will already start growing. The following year, the money is already growing. So even when you are working on your dream, your savings is growing because you invested it. But if you just save it, it's going to take you so long to even save that amount. And even after you saved it, and once you start using it, like you burn the money quickly. But when you invest it, like I've seen people that they invested an amount of money. At the end of the year, they use the profit from that money to run their living expenses, and yet the amount they invested is still there. So it makes it easier for them to even go on and on for a very long time while working on their dream, assuming their dream takes longer to come to life. All right. So stocks are pieces of businesses, right? And this is one of the strongest investments out there. From experiments, this is what we have found that worked. Investing in stocks work, okay? Because now every other type of investment that we've considered, when you run the numbers, it does not come out as feasible. Okay, let me give you an example. Let's say you don't want to invest in stocks. You want to go and invest in new businesses that are just coming up, aka you want to do angel investing. When you invest that money, they may be telling you that it may take you 8 years for you to have any substantial return. 4 years, 5 years. What does this mean? After you invest it this year, by next year, you can't have access to the money. The following year, you can't have access to the money, maybe to 3, 4, 5, 6 years, depending on the situation. You see? So even though it sounds like a good investment, when it comes to the matter of financial freedom, it is not feasible. Think of many people who will be like, I want to go invest in real estate. When they invest in real estate on mortgage, first of all, they're required to pay mortgage every month. All right? So you are looking for a time where you are reducing your expenses. That's not a time where you want to carry mortgage on your head. Because when you have mortgage to pay, it takes so long for you to save the amount of money that can take you, like that you can stay for 18 months, paying mortgage, doing all of these things, right? So there are other investments out there, but on the matter of financial freedom, it is stocks that we have seen that works. Do you get the point? So this is not about how stock for this particular statement. Now, this is not about how stock is better than real estate, but I'm saying on the matter of financial freedom, where you want to invest money that you're going to be using next year, next 2 years, you need to invest in stocks of great businesses that are already functioning, making their money year in, year out. This is not a new business. This is not anything. So once you're sure of what you're doing, you know that you're going to make your profits, right? And that profits can be there for you once you're doing that financial, like once you're working on your talents. Okay. More also when it comes to stocks, right? It also helps because unlike some investment that when you buy them, if you want to sell them, you must sell them at once. So which means you sell them, you have all your money at once. When it comes to stock, let's say you invested $20,000 or $80,000. If you want to remove $5,000 from it, you can just remove $5,000 and your $75,000 is still there working for you, growing. And you can use that $5,000. When the $5,000 is over, you can go and take another $5,000. Do you get the point? But let's say you buy some kind of assets, you think they are investment, you may be required to sell it all at once. You have defeated the purpose. Anyway, on the matter of financial freedom, stock investment is what we have seen that works. So somebody say, why not save the money without investing it? That is not a problem. But it sounds good. But it also means that you are going to save for minimum of 2 years of working living expenses, which takes you longer to save. All right. But it also means that once you start using the money, is burning quickly. The burn rate is very fast. It's burning quickly. So these are the problems you are going to face. And it is risky because if midway working on your dream, you are out of finances, that worry that you cured is going to return back. The financial fear is going to return back, and you are going to drop your dreams, right? You're going to drop your dreams and then start thinking of finances again. So you're going to abort your mission. You see? So investing is better than saving so that you don't abort your mission. So that even the money you've saved will continue to grow, which increase how long you can stay without having to return to regular job that you don't like anyways. All right? So now, are there ways to reach financial freedom faster? You know, we've talked about how long will it take, and I say average of 2 years, and you can invest 18 months of your living expenses and all of that. Is there a way for you to reach financial freedom faster? And the answer is yes. Now let's discuss it. This is the most interesting part of this conversation. All right. The first one is that you can reduce your living expenses. So I remember a young woman that we're having conversation about financial freedom with. So what happened was that she was living in this like private apartments, right? And let's take, for example, the private apartment was for $1,500. All right. So to reduce her expenses, she moved to a shared apartment. All right. Shared apartment means you have your own room, but maybe you share kitchen with people. So she moved to a shared apartment, which was like $750. So she effectively reduced her monthly rent by half just by moving from a private apartment to a shared apartment. But how does this affect her financial freedom journey? It means that instead of when she's trying to calculate how much she needs, her 18 months living expenses, instead of calculating $1,500 per month for her rent, she's now calculating $750 per month for her rent. You see the point? Which means that she will need a smaller amount. So, and when you are saving a smaller amount, you will get there faster. Okay, you get there faster compared to if you are saving a bigger amount. So you can fast track how you can hasten how fast you reach financial freedom by reducing your living expenses. All right. Now you can save faster. What does this mean? So this one is the guy. So on the matter of financial freedom, he got a side job. And at this point, he already knew that everything he's doing is to help him achieve financial freedom so that he can then go pursue his purpose, develop his talents, and use it to bless humanity, and in return, humanity will bless you with riches, because the true source of your wealth is in using your gifts. So if you never bring out time to go develop and deploy that gift to the world, you will struggle financially until you do that. So reaching financial freedom to help you so that you can go do that is very important. So you know what? He took a side job, but all that he was making from this side job was he was investing it towards his financial freedom. And of course, he got there faster. So I've talked about number one, you can reduce your living expenses. Number two, you can save faster. What does that mean? By figuring out other ways you can make money. All right. Number three, you can reduce your spending. All right. So by reducing your spending, it's not the essential, like you are reducing your spending to just covering essential things. There are many things that we buy that is not like we need. Okay, I'll give you an example. So today we are making this video. I know that there is this is very important because I love jeans, okay, or denim, as you may know. So there is this launch that is happening with Gap. Gap, CAP is a store. They are collaborating with some designers to bring out new, jeans and all of that. So, it's a beautiful thing. I can head there right now and spend any amount of money I want to spend. However, when I'm spending that money, I won't be spending that money because I don't have the jeans to wear from now to the end of the year and even to the following year. I'll be spending it because, well, it's good to have. This is the point. So reducing your spending to essential things is not about living below poverty line, but it's about using the money you will have used to spend here and there on things that are not essential and adding that money towards investing for so that you can achieve financial freedom. All right. Now, this is the sweet part. You can reorganize your resources. Do you know that some people already have enough resources to be financially free, but they don't know? Okay, I'll give you an example. So I was talking with this guy. He bought real estate. He bought real estate in Canada. Okay, he bought real estate in Canada, and by the time we're talking, he had close to $100,000 in his real estate equity. Okay, so we're talking about financial freedom, and I said to him, "Guess what? You already have enough money. You already have enough money to be financially free, because by the time he calculated his living expenses for 18 months and all of that, he was getting roughly maybe around that kind of $50,000. All right, but he has close to $100,000 in his real estate. So I was like, if you sell this real estate and walk away with your 100,000 and invest that your 100,000 in, say, something like stocks, all right, in something like stocks, you have gotten enough money for your financial freedom for the next 2 to 3 years, enough for you to build what you want to go and build. You see? So it's like he can be financially free with the resources he has. But the way the resources is arranged right now will not allow him to be financially free, because without selling that house, he has mortgage to pay every month, right? He cannot move to a small apartment because after all, that's his house. He's responsible for the mortgage. Because he has mortgage to pay, he does not even have the money to pay the mortgage. Do you see? So he's still in that mood of going to look for money to pay, and always feeling like he does not have resources to calm down in order to pursue his dream, in order to develop his talent, in order to start the business he wants to start. You see the point? So you can have enough resources to be financially free, but based on how it is organized, you are still not financially free at the moment. The point is that you can reorganize. Don't be afraid to take courageous steps that can move you towards financial freedom. You know why? Anything you do to get to financial freedom, once you're able to work on your gift, work on your talent, deploy that maybe as a business or working with other organizations, you will make so much more. I'll give you an example. Do you know that guy can start his business, make so much money that he will be in a place where he can even buy real estate without using mortgage? Do you understand? But now it may look like, hold on to this one I have. It is that hold on to this one I have mentality that is going to keep the person there. and prevent them from reaching financial freedom, therefore prevent them from going to pursue their talent, from going to pursue their natural strength, truly, which is truly where their big wealth is hidden. All right. And real estate is not the only or houses are not the only assets. There have been people that you see that they sell their land in order to, like, people that have land, because in some other countries, people buy land instead of buying houses, as in the norm. Okay, so you can sell that land, take the money, organize it in such a way that, oh, it can serve as your living expenses for the next, say, 24 months, and because of that, you have the calmness of mind to pursue your purpose, to pursue your dream. This is very important if you truly believe that you have something to offer the world. Everybody does. But I also understand that there are people who have not given this a thought, or who feel like this is not for me. Don't worry, with time you'll get there. But if you're listening to me right now, you know deep down that you can be more, you can do more. You know you have talent. You know that you want to start your own business. You want to work on your gifts, work on your talents. You see other people doing it, you're admiring them, wishing that one day you'll get there. I want you to know that there is a way out, which is what we are talking about. All right. So you see other people, like there've been other people that they sell luxury items. Okay, this one was I'm pulling this example from a movie. All right. So there was this woman. The story is long, but let me cut it short. So her husband died, right? And she had this business she was going to start. But when the husband was, but she didn't really have money. When the husband was with her, the husband used to buy her a lot of luxury items. So part of the luxury items she has is like a very luxury car in her garage, you know. So she didn't have money. Now some other people will have just gone the route of let me go look for a job and start working on something they don't like or they don't feel that aligns with them. But she went to her garage, picked that car, went to sell it, used the money to start the business. And guess what? The moment the business started booming, she was able to buy herself that car and much more. So you need courage, because without courage, you will hold on to the little you have. And that's what is going to keep you in that rat race. You need courage. You need courage. But beyond needing courage, you need to understand how it works, which is why we're having this session now. All right. You know, before I talked about investing in stocks. So I know that for some people, I know that when it comes to the stock market, if you don't know what you're doing, you can actually lose money instead of making money. So if you're one of those persons that need to understand how to invest in stocks, right? How to invest in stocks, how to invest your way to financial freedom through the stock market, you can take a look at another training that we have on that. You can look at the description of the video to get the link to that specific training. All right. So again, as I keep saying, you need to understand why you are doing what you are doing. If not, you will not do it. Why do you need financial freedom? You need financial freedom so that you can have the peace of mind to go live a life of purpose, to become a valuable person. There are people who are like, someone was talking to me recently, and the person said they were gisting me something that happened somewhere else. So they said that somebody was talking to them and said they wish that one day they will be able to read again. I'm like, really? He said, yeah. Said so he said that the woman said she have not read for 18 years. It turns out that 18 years falls back to, like, she married like 20 years ago or 19 years ago. So 18 years ago kind of correlates with the time she gave birth to her first child. From that time to now, she have not read again. So you can see that person remembering who she used to be, the kind of life she used to have, that is so different now. But most importantly, there is that desire in her heart. Just the point. So my point is that if you don't do anything, you can continue in the state you are in now, or maybe improve a little better for the next 18 years. It is not out of place. There are many people who are going through that now. They've been doing what they are doing now for 20 years. They don't like it. They're living a miserable life. And yes, it is still happening. It's not going to magically change if you don't do anything about it. So you need courage. But when you understand why you need financial freedom, which is to get the peace of mind in order to pursue your purpose in life, it becomes easier for you to take the necessary action. Be it selling an asset, be it taking an extra job to save faster, you know, whatever you need to do, be it learning how to invest in stocks. I've told you there are other investments, right? But on the matter of financial freedom, stock investing is the one that we have seen that works. And if you believe another one will work, prove it to me. I'm open to have that conversation. Prove it to me. I'm happy to listen. Okay? It is worth it. It is worth it. It is worth it because imagine your life 5 years from now, living your best life, living your best dream. Possibly, maybe you have a business that has to do with something that you're so good at that work does no longer look like work to you. You work tirelessly, yet you don't even feel exhausted because you are working in the zone of your core competence. Even if you work in an organization, you are so good, you have been promoted to the highest of the highest level, you are earning so much that all you have to do is just to continue investing, and in a few years, you're a millionaire already. That life is possible. That's why I call myself the financial freedom messenger. Okay, there is more to that name. I'll reveal it in due time. This message is for you. If you have the opportunity to watch this video, this message is for you. Take it seriously. If you have the opportunity to watch this video, there is a chance that you have been desiring financial freedom, but maybe you've not had the courage to go after that journey. You have not had the courage to go on the financial freedom journey because maybe you did not understand why you needed financial freedom. You just desire it, or you had the wrong definition of it. Some people think financial freedom is living a luxury life. No, it's not. That's not what it is. That's riches. But if you start chasing riches before financial freedom, you just handcuff yourself. Okay? You handcuff yourself. You start chasing riches before financial freedom, you handcuff yourself. You keep doing the things that you don't want to do. You keep living a miserable life. But chase ye financial freedom first, and riches will follow. Because by the time you get financial freedom, work on your talent, work on your natural strength, develop it, and deploy it to the world, you are going to get rewarded handsomely financially. And it is at that point you start buying luxury life. If you want, if you desire it, all the beautiful cars, all the big houses with, the cars with, I'm trying to describe. Some people desire, cars like G-Wagon, houses with tall ceilings. All of that is reachable. Millions of dollars or millions of dollars in your bank account. All of that is possible. But you have to chase financial freedom. Then don't get caught up chasing those things first. Let me tell you, there are people, I'm not saying people shouldn't take vacation. That's not the point. But before you achieve financial freedom, all your money should be going towards saving for financial freedom, saving and investing for financial freedom. There are people who take 1 or 2 vacations a year, yet they are not financially free. You can be rich without being financially free, or you can have signs of riches without being financially free. Don't let anybody deceive you. Okay? Again, the point is that pursuing financial freedom is worth it. It's worth it because of the reward that comes with it. Once you get that financial freedom and you're able to pursue your purpose, above all, you're able to live a life of purpose. Now, you must have heard this before, where some people will say something like, they finally became rich, but they were so bored, they didn't know what to do with life. Do you know why? They did not understand what to do with the riches. They did not understand what to do with the money. When you are financially free, the real goal is so that you can pursue your purpose. That's the real goal. And that is why you need to pursue it. Because before then, your purpose will be looking for how to make money to pay your bills. So that big house, you're going to finally get it. After you have reached financial freedom, and you've pursued your purpose and you have deployed your gift to the world. You're using it to assist people and people are paying you for it. So it's not that riches are not good, no, but they distract you from pursuing your true wealth. There are lots of people, the way I visualize it is that there are lots of people who are supposed to be living a life of purpose, doing something meaningful, using their gift to bless humanity. But because they are not financially free, it is as if there is a handcuff placed on them and they are working for they're like a slave, working to pay bills, All the companies you pay every month is like there's a chain they have around your hand and you're a slave working for them. That's not what you want. How do you break this chain? How do you break this chain? How do you break the chain so that you can go pursue your life, live a life of purpose, live a happy life? But most importantly, that is where your true wealth comes from. So instead of, there are times you'll be so rich, you put all your bills on automatic payment, you don't even know when they come out. Which means bills will exist, but you will never be afraid of bills. All right, let me see if there are questions that I've gotten here. Okay. All right. So, we've talked about a lot, right? Let me just close by letting you know that if you're looking for how to invest your way to financial freedom, we have a separate training for that. Check the description of this video. I've added it there. So register and attend that one so that you can understand. It's like it will give you a holistic picture of all that we're talking about. All right. Take good care of yourself till I see you again.